We are at the halfway point of the 2025 Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Rabat. Now, you heard from the riders earlier on this afternoon talking about how big and how technical this track looked. And if I tell you that only 2 out of 20 have qualified for the second round thus far, that might well just explain how tricky this course that has been set by Uliana Vizzani is actually proving to be today. Normally, we have a slightly longer list to show you at the halfway point, but let's show you the list nonetheless. Despite only holding 2 names, Dennis Lynch and Cordial, the first of the riders to now make their way onto that list. And it means that there's only one other name that comes alongside that, and that is the very impressive Anastasia Nielsen, an action man. Those are the 2 riders that have now qualified for the jump-off later today. Now, before we get too excited, that list will grow. It should grow. Based on who we have coming up in the second half of the field, it is going to grow. But as it stands, they are the 2 riders that have qualified for today's jump-off. Only Dennis Lynch, a man who has already appeared at a Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix, and Anastasia Nielsen, an action man, the 11-year-old gelding. They are already into the second round. But with Eduardo Alvarez Alsna still to come, Andreas Skau, who's looking to break into the top 3 later on today, Philip Weishout, Edwina Tops-Alexander, Thibaut Philipparts are ready with the golden ticket in his hand. Niels Bruinseels, a former LGCT Grand Prix winner, Peter de Vos, Marcus Eining, Jolly Mitleneo winning this year in Madrid, Marlon Baed Jonsen, Peter Fredriksson, Simon de Lestre, Christian Kukuk. The list has to grow. There is too much quality still to come in the second half of the field. We expect a big jump-off nonetheless later on today. Let's show you those rounds, since there are only the 2 of them into that second round. These are the closing moments of Dennis Lynch and Cordial making it into today's second round, the jump-off, as he makes his way out of the Longines combination. Having no trouble with any of these tricky fences that have been made available to Uliana Vizzani. Coming around that fence, in fact, just behind the studio, approaches now in the final line, gets over the Liverpool. People start to hold their breath, approaches the final fence, and Dennis Lynch has no trouble getting over. First rider to qualify. It's a lovely slow-mo, that. And he was very early to go, by the way. Dennis Lynch only 3rd to go. So we had to wait quite some time for him to then see the next. 15 riders later, out came 18th Anastasia Nielsen, an action man. Let's show the closing moments of her round as well, as she then was able to conquer this course, keep her score on 0, and make it through to today's jump-off. Anastasia Nielsen, a wonderfully bright rider. Let's show you that round. An incredibly bright talent. Had a wonderful, wonderful career ahead of her, I'm sure, at only 19 years of age. Here she is again in that similar line of Dennis Lynch, coming around just behind the studio, in fact, as to where we are there by the in gate. Comes up to the Liverpool, makes it over, and then approaches the final fence. 82 seconds is the time allowed in today's Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. She makes it well within the time, almost 2 seconds to spare. And because of that, she is in, the fences are up, and she will now be competing alongside Dennis Lynch in today's jump-off. Let's then get some thoughts as we stand by. I think we might be getting some comments from the field, or at least from the camp of Anastasia Nielsen. We'll get there in a few moments' time. Perhaps let's hear from Ines Joly, a former Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix winner, winning in Monaco last year, quite famously beating out the then eventual champion Max Kuhner. Let's hear from Joly.
Ines, a quick round for you and Crack today, but 8 faults. How tough is the course out there?
Yeah, it's tough enough. Honestly, it's a big course, and directly the efforts comes really early in the round. I touch on the line of 4. Actually listen to me, which is not something that he does normally. So in the 4 became too long, and I was expecting him to push me a bit more to the oxer, so I got a bit tricked on this distance. So I got the back bar of this oxer, and then the middle of the triple, the vertical. He jumped a bit flat on the 2, but overall was a nice round of Crack, and I'm happy about him.
I know your horsepower's changed this year. Last year you won in Monaco, an LGCT Grand Prix in Monaco. Will we see you in Riyadh? Have you got plans to go there to try and get a golden ticket this year?
No, I don't go to Riyadh, unfortunately, but maybe in Prague.
Brilliant. Thanks, Ines. Well done.
Thank you so much.
The thoughts of former Longines Global Champions Tour winner Inez Jolie having fences down today, I'm afraid. Also, fences going down for her Iron Dames compatriot in Jana Frederica Meyer-Zimmermann. Iron Dames, just a dream. Winner of a big 5-star class yesterday, unable to do that once again here today. Let's hear from the German rider.
Yeah, no, I seem to have said this to you quite a few times this year. For Iron Dames, just a dream, and you today, that was a good round in context. Yes, you didn't make the jump off, but another good performance by you and the horse.
Yes, I mean, I have a lot of emotions. I have to say, I'm so happy how he jumped, so grateful, so happy also about the development. And then this light touch, I wished we would be in the jump off. It was a bit unlucky, but you can also say, it's also something we still have to learn. He's very tall horse and very long horse. So combinations, triple combinations, when they are short for us, it's something that we still have to figure out how much speed we can go in to collect him then. So it's a bit a balancing. And also a learning thing. I mean, he's 9 years old and it's a technical course, not so easy. But yeah, I'm very grateful. I have him now for 1 year. And we build them up very slowly. And I can feel we are getting there. I still need time, but I truly see the potential of a championship horse.
You've said that he is quite spooky. You said the other day he jumps every single mouse that he sees. Do you feel over time that is coming out of him and he is relaxing a bit?
Yes, for sure. I mean, it's also not about the jump. It's just he sees everything. And then the photographs and then the people running around. But I think that's also something that makes him intelligent. He's not a donkey or an elephant. He's tall, but he is like a thoroughbred. So I think that's in the end maybe the thing that's now more difficult. But in the very end, something special that makes a horse a very special one.
It seems a very difficult course. There's a lot of traps set by Liano Vezzani. What was your analysis of the course today?
I mean, when I walked it, I thought, well, that's quite big. I think still fair, because you also in between, you have some long lines where you can reorganize. But for sure, it's not an easy one. So, I mean, I'm sure we will see some more clear rounds, but not too many.
Well done, Sen. Thank you.
Thank you.
A big smile on the face of Jana Frederica Meyer-Zimmermann, despite having a fence down. But isn't that a very, very important line from her, saying that she feels truly that Iron Dames, just a dream, has the potential to be a championship horse. Still relatively young, only 9 years of age, the gelding, but the signs that we have seen and the signs that have been on display tells Jana Frederica Meyer-Zimmermann that that is a potential championship winning horse. We spoke about Anastasia Nielsen earlier on today, the first of 2 riders to get into today's jump off. We caught up with her trainer very quickly to get some thoughts on her round.
We're with Anastasia Nielsen's coach, Cameron Hanley. Cameron, just sum up the bubbling emotion in you after she's just jumped clear. That was sensational.
Yeah, a lot of hard work goes into coming to shows like this. It's the biggest show in the world this weekend, and couldn't be prouder of her. I mean, she rode fantastic, and Action Man is a very special horse. He gave his heart for her today as well, and that's what it is. It's a combination. It takes 2, not just a rider, not just a horse. It's the pair that are the champions.
As trainers are meant to, you take a lot of time during the course walk to take Anastasia through everything. What are the sort of things you spoke to her about today, but also how is it you take so much time just to calm her down?
She doesn't need too much calming down. She's very relaxed. She's very focused, smart. She doesn't say a lot, but and she's very talented, obviously. She is only 19, so she's lacking a little bit of experience, and I've been around a long time, so that's where I come in, being able to talk her through it. I've done it all myself or whatever, so being able to talk her through it and phase by phase, getting to know the horses, getting to know her, so it's a team effort.
In terms now of the jump off, what will be Anastasia's strategy? I know to go quick and go clear, but what will be the conversation there in terms of how she goes about that if she can?
This is her first time jumping a clear in a 5-star Grand Prix in the Global Champions Tour one at that, so be a little bit of caution in the second round. We're going to try to leave the jumps up, be as tidy as we can, be smart about it, but another clear round and we'll be over the moon.
Cameron, thanks for your time and good luck to you and her.
Thank you very much.
The thoughts of Cameron Hanley, the trainer of Anastasia Nielsen, giving us some reaction to her wonderful clear round today. We are getting ready for the second half of the first round. Eduardo Alvarez Asnar is now in the ring, a man who won here in 2024. The defending champion of Rabat now enters the ring. Two in the jump-off thus far, Dennis Lynch and Anastasia Nielsen. Can the Spaniard, can Eduardo Alvarez Asnar be number 3? Let's go and see.
Great gelding that has been such a major part of Edu's career and lineup of horses in recent years was in such great form all the last season. Today he's riding Legend. Of course, Legend took him onto the podium in the round in Shanghai back in the earlier part of the season. He was in the jump-off more recently, though, in Vienna. Quite some track record in a very good way over the last few years on the LGCT Tour. 2 clears so far. Looking for number 3 as we get back underway here in this Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Rabat. 634,000 euros on offer. Well, made that look as easy as anyone. We know it's not. Just gets over that rail. Through the first, second, over the third part. Lovely big jump over the plank now. Into the final line. Time allowed 82 seconds. Not going to be. Oh no, he's had the second to last down. Just caught it on the left behind. Oh. As the Crown Prince watches on. But it is last year's winner who restarts the second half of this class, sadly though, with that one pole.
A late fence to fall for Eduardo Alvarez Asnar, the Spaniard, the defending champion of Rabat 2024, returning to try and get that crown once more. It's not to be, as Legend has a fence down. We continue. Carolina Pedersen is next in the ring. You want to join us for the rest of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Rabat? Sign up for a GCTV Live Pass and come join us in Morocco.